There are some people who snitch so fast, even the police can't write it down fast enough.
Donald Trump can swat away jokes, monologues, even whole TV hosts. But when Josh Johnson spun the fastest criminal U-turn into a mirror of Trump and Melania's past, it landed. Just like those crooks who vow silence, then spill everything before the ink's dry, Trump didn't just crack, he volunteered. If you think Trump's U-turn isn't over yet, stick around. The next bend in this story is sharper. All clips are from verified public sources and shown for commentary.
Probably not. Probably just being bribed to not say the president's name. Look, I'm no legal expert, but I do find it wild that in this supposed cabal, this supposed billionaire ring of predators, that the only one you caught is the one you ready to make a deal with. And a deal for what? You know what I mean? Exposing more names, bringing other people down. I could be wrong. I don't think I am.
The lights were blinding. The studio air charged with that unmistakable live television energy. Josh Johnson, sitting across from the host, leaned forward, eyes sharp, voice steady. This wasn't going to be another safe, middle-of-the-road interview. No, this was the moment he was going to take aim at Donald and Melania Trump, and he wasn't pulling punches. Within seconds, Johnson began weaving a story that stretched back decades, a story of power, ambition, and the kind of secrets that don't just sit quietly in the past. He spoke with precision, dropping dates, locations, and names in a way that made the audience lean in and the host shift in their seat. People think they know the Trump story, he said, but they only know the Instagram version, the truth. That's a lot darker. And then he went there straight into Melania's early years. The alleged deals, the high-profile social circles, and the whispers that had followed her long before the gold-plated elevator rides. He didn't just hint, he laid it out like a prosecutor building a case, each detail stacked on the last until the picture was impossible to ignore. Backstage, producers knew they had a viral moment on their hands. They were already clipping the segment, ready to post before the credits rolled. But in Mar-a-Lago, the reaction was instant and volcanic. Sources say Trump was mid-conversation when an aide showed him the live feed. He froze, watched for 30 seconds, and then exploded. "Get me the phone. Get me the damn phone." According to those present, Trump immediately began dialing campaign staff, lawyers, media allies, his voice booming through the room. This is a setup. Total hit job. Who the hell does this guy think he is? His anger wasn't just about what Johnson had said. It was about how calmly, how confidently, it had been delivered, as if it
Fogg asked if he'd pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. He served up the kind of slippery, "I could, but let's not talk about it. That sounds harmless," until you realize it's avoiding the only answer that matters. It's not hesitation, it's calibration, the political equivalent of writing maybe on a true-false test. Only here, the wrong answer doesn't cost you a grade. It costs justice.
Already floated a pardon in front of us. Maybe to gauge our reaction. Maybe if there's not enough outrage, the pardon will go ahead. And then DOJ goes have a conversation with Ghislaine Maxwell. And already, I think it was today, just today, she's been moved from the prison and she was in to a minimum security facility somewhere else.
He's already tested the waters, not to deny it, but to see if we'd make enough noise to stop him. And if we don't? The DOJ gets chatty with Ghislaine Maxwell while she trades a prison cell for the spa package of minimum security. That's not the justice system working. That's the justice system handing out loyalty rewards.
Anyone who's genuinely shocked that Ghislaine Maxwell might get a pardon and that she's already been moved to a minimum security prison after being convicted, but then talking to the DOJ under like new light. Anyone who's surprised by that has never watched the first 48 before.
For anyone clutching their pearls over Ghislaine Maxwell's soft landing, conviction, cushy prison, cozy DOJ chat
were undeniable truth. Meanwhile, social media lit up like a fireworks show. Clips of Johnson's remarks were already trending, with hashtags connecting Trump, Melania, and Dark Past climbing into the global top 10. Comment sections split into camps: those who believed every word, those who demanded proof, and those who simply couldn't believe someone had said it live on national television. By morning, the headlines were relentless. CNN ran with Josh Johnson pulls back the curtain on Trump legacy. Fox News blasted comedian's disgraceful attack on First Lady. MSNBC dedicated an entire panel to breaking down the timeline Johnson had outlined, even inviting former insiders to weigh in. For Trump's camp, this was DEFCON 1. Legal teams combed through every sentence, looking for actionable defamation. PR strategists draft
Cuffs click, loyalty flips to survival, and the monologue starts. Names, dates, even details no one asked for. And when the stakes jump from street time to federal years, like with Ghislaine Maxwell, the soundtrack doesn't change, tough talk fades, bargaining begins, and suddenly everyone remembers everything.
Then you have people who at first don't tell. Then they're ready to talk after like a couple years. You know what I mean? After a couple years, you know, have enough mold on your sandwich that you're like, it's really not worth it. Like, nobody coming to visit me. Like, that's what makes me wonder what must be going through Ghislaine Maxwell's mind. You know what I mean?
Some people spill everything the second the cuffs click. Others hold out until time, boredom, and sandwiches growing their own ecosystem wear them down. 2 years in, no visitors, no dignity, and suddenly, silence feels less like loyalty and more like a bad investment, which makes you wonder what's running through Ghislaine Maxwell's mind right now.
This is a lot like when you're in school and you didn't do your homework, but you remembered there was homework right as the teacher says pass up.
The narratives. Allies were dispatched to friendly outlets to discredit Johnson, painting him as a nobody looking for attention. But the problem was simple. The video was everywhere. You couldn't scroll more than a few seconds without seeing Johnson's face, hearing his voice, and catching that deadly line that had landed like a hammer. If you think the past doesn't matter, you're wrong, because the past is sitting in the White House right now. Melania, as always, stayed silent, but her absence spoke volumes. Critics said it was calculated. Supporters said it was classy. Either way, the silence became part of the story. The next twist came when Johnson appeared on a late-night show. Just 2 days later, asked whether he feared legal action, he smirked. "You can't sue someone for telling the truth," he said. The audience roared, and just like that, the firestorm reignited.
Hand it in and pray you slipped under the radar. But in real life, this isn't homework, and the teacher doesn't grade on effort. And if Ghislaine Maxwell's scrambling now, it's not about passing, it's about cutting a deal before the bell rings.
Teacher says your name, calls you up to the front. You're like, okay, don't panic. Maybe I did a good job so fast she's impressed. That's a possibility. And then you walk up to the front, and the teacher's like, did you do this just now? And you don't know what to do. You're caught. You're caught. She caught you. But there's another part of you that's like, maybe if I die with the lie, she'll believe me. What? Just now? No, I did this at home. And she's like,